Alright, all you Streetlight Crusaders, and I guess a couple of you wrestling fans out there tonight, welcome back to the Tuesday Night Special. And now it's time for us to talk about what happened during this week's edition of Monday Night Raw from the Thunderdome in Orlando, Florida. And as a matter of fact, I do believe one of the wrestlers tonight does make a reference to Master Blaster, Bartertown, and I do believe Tina Turner too. Nice! But before we get into that, folks, Monday Night Raw would kick off with none other than Randy Orton with his pyrotechnics and celebrations, talking about the fact about the disrespect he received last week from Drew McIntyre and decided to kick it right out of him, giving him a hairline fracture on his jaw, and would even post up on the Titantron the picture of Drew McIntyre alongside with all the other people he kicked in the head over the past several months. And unfortunately, his celebration would be short-lived because he would have to once again bask in the glory of the man who beat him at Payback last night, none other than Keith Lee, the Limitless One, who would promise a receipt coming his way via Drew McIntyre in the near future. But before Keith Lee could even finish that statement, from out of nowhere, in comes Dolph Ziggler to attack Keith Lee from behind. And the reason why he attacked his opponent, folks? Well, it was announced by Randy Orton, besides gloating about the fact of almost ending the career of several legends in this company, that he would have to face off against Kevin Owens in a triple threat match later on the night, along with Keith Lee facing off against Dolph Ziggler and Dominic Mysterio going against Seth Rollins in a match to qualify for the triple threat match in the main event to decide who's gonna face off against Drew McIntyre at Clash of Champions in less than 4 weeks. And even though Dolph Ziggler had the advantage during this match by not only hitting Keith Lee from behind and hitting him with a leaping DDT before the match, but he would also be able to do a headlock and a drop kick, but to no avail because Keith Lee would counter that headlock right into a Monty Brown pounce, and then follow that up with a nasty power slam stalling style, only to finish this match off and finish off Dolph Ziggler once and for all with a nasty spirit bomb, taking out the show off and advancing to the triple threat match later on the night via pinfall. And man, oh man, the fact that I finally get a chance to call Keith Lee matches and those nasty bounces that he do on Monday Night Raw, yeah, besides the change of music, I got a feeling I'm really gonna enjoy Keith Lee on Monday Night Raw. And the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would see none other than Mickie James going one-on-one against Lana. Now, before this match takes place, folks, meanwhile backstage, you would hear from the new Hodgepodge Tag Team Champions of the Women's Division, none other than Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, after Shayna Baszler would pull off a nasty double submission hold Indian Deathlock Karafuda clutch that capture those championships at Payback, only for their interview to get interrupted by Asuka to find out who in the world is going to be her next challenger, for Shayna Baszler to get shoved, Nia Jax to feel disrespected, and for Asuka to take her gripe of her next challenger into the ring to get interrupted by Mickie James at first, who wanted a chance at the championship, then would see Natalya trying to put her hat in the ring, and then Lana getting involved for no apparent reason because she apparently elevated the division somehow, only for Asuka to take her focus right directly to Mickie James after she said some choice words to her, only for Natalya and Lana to feel disrespected to try to attack Mickie James and Asuka, for that to fail and for this match to take place. And with everybody up to speed, during this match, action would go back and forth, Mickie James and early going a little bit of trouble due to Lana actually using the ropes to try to gain an advantage against the 6-time former women's champion, only for her to get taken out during this match with a nasty chick kick, or a mick kick in this case, even though it's the long kiss goodnight, for Lana to go good night and for her to lose this match via a pinfall. Only for Asuka, whose mic got turned on late in the commentary section, to just say, oh yeah, bring it on, bring it on. Gotta love Asuka. And the next thing to take place on Monday Night Raw would see none other than Randy Orton going one-on-one against the Frankenstein monster himself, Kevin Owens. Now, before this match could even begin, Randy Orton was found backstage in Aleister Black's locker room talking to Aleister Black about something, and I got a feeling it had something to do with Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens would find that out firsthand after Aleister Black would run right down to the ring, beat the ever-living daylight's flag tag out of Kevin Owens by not only throwing him into the LED board, but hitting him with a series of kicks, and finally finishing him off with a nasty black mass for Kevin Owens to still try to wrestle in this match, but for this match to only last for about, 30, 40 seconds? Because next thing you know, after a chop to the chest, Randy Orton would respond back with an RKO and would basically just go right to the triple threat match with no problems via pinfall. And a lot of people call Randy Orton a snake, but that was a weasel move he pulled tonight. So yeah, very weasel-like tactics by Randy Orton. And the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would see Cedric Alexander and the Viking Raiders going one-on-one against the Hurt Business, who the Hurt Business would be on the VIP lounge to celebrate the fact that Bobby Lashley, with the Hurt Lock that he now calls the Full Nelson with a vice grip as well, actually beat out Apollo Crews during the match at Payback for Bobby Lashley to win his first championship, a part of WWE, if you're not counting the ECW championship. And to make matters worse, after the match was over, Apollo Crews would actually get a little bit of revenge against the Hurt Business, only for the Hurt Business to say on the VIP lounge they're not through with Apollo Crews by a long shot, and as a matter of fact, look to try to embarrass and hurt him before this is all said and done. Of course, because they're called the Hurt Business. Only for Cedric Alexander and the Viking Raiders to actually interrupt that, and for Cedric Alexander to try to get an early advantage during this match by attacking the Hurt Business along with the Viking Raiders. But would that help him during this match? Unfortunately no, because despite Eric and Ivar teaming up to pull off some nasty tiger knees to the face of Shelton Benjamin, Shelton would be able to come back with a nasty spine buster, and then after Cedric Alexander would tag in, they would just waylay the melee on this kid, only for Shelton Benjamin and Lashley to pull off the Viking Raiders out of the corner, giving Cedric Alexander no choice but to pull a dirty move during this match to win it all by actually doing a roll-up and taking out MVP by using the tights to win this match via pinfall. Oh yeah, Maestro said that was a little bit of a swerve we said. It did help him out by attacking him before the match, but they got hurt. And speaking of that line of hurt, folks, after the match was over, MVP would call off Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin saying, alright, you got my respect for that one, congratulations. But not even 5 minutes later backstage, they would put a whooping on Cedric Alexander backstage, only for Apollo Crews to interrupt and for them to just meet them later on the night at Raw Underground. But before that could happen, folks, the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would see the Riot Squad going one-on-one against the Iconics for a chance at the Women's Tag Team Championships, but the losers would have to be disbanded. Wait, what? There's not enough women tag teams in the company for those tag team belts besides hodgepodge teams, and now you're gonna try to break up original teams? Well, let's see how this goes. Because during this match, action will go back and forth, seeing the Iconics do their bulldog tiger knee combination, or a knee drop combination for a near fall, and you would even see Liv Morgan actually helping out Ruby Riott during this match to get rid of Peyton Royce. But unfortunately for the iconic duo, what would happen next would be one of the most heartbreaking moments they would ever experience in their careers. Because then after a back and forth pinfall war that would see backsliders, crucifix, and even roll-ups, would see Ruby Riott getting the better of Billie Kay during this match for them to win this match via pinfall. And for the Iconics to unfortunately break up as of tonight. Man, I got a feeling Xavier Woods is feeling that one right in the heart. And to be honest with you, as of late, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce has been a great tag team, and they've proved that they can survive on their own, but you hate to see tag teams like this break up. Especially seeing the fact that they've been together since high school. Well, I look at it like this, folks. If the Bella Twins could break up and go through all that crap and then get back together later on in years, I got a feeling the Iconics will find their way together once again, probably in the next couple of years. Who knows? And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back to the music, and when we return, we'll be back with the second half of what happened during this week's edition of Monday Night Raw, right after this. So don't go away just yet, folks, and stay tuned.